So today I want to talk about the saturation of the global iGaming market, or basically the notion that people might think that the market is too saturated, the competition is too high, and basically that it's too hard to make money in this industry. And this idea came to me from yesterday because I had dinner, or I had beers with a friend that is actually opening his third restaurant here in Bali. And I asked him kind of the same thing. Don't you think that, because there's so many restaurants here in Bali already, so don't you think that it's kind of like a saturated thing? And then he went on and on. I mean, obviously he's way smarter than me. He had like sheets and everything, where he talked about that the number of tourists that come to Bali every year. Last year it was like 15 million people that are coming to Bali, and it's growing apparently by a lot every year. So he said that if he can get, I don't remember the numbers completely, but if I can get 100 people to each of my restaurants every day, I'm going to make a profit. And if I can get enough people to basically see my restaurant somewhere, maybe if it's in Google Maps or any of these, like, TripAdvisor, or just like passing it by, if I can show it to enough people and enough people go into my restaurants, that is going to be enough. So his point was basically that because there are so many people like in movement here in Bali, that he said that the restaurant business so far is not going to be saturated in a sense. So I wanted to do something similar, but with the global iGaming market or industry, because that's the industry that I know about, and that's the industry that I've been in for about 8 years. And I think it's a pretty interesting subject because I've actually been talking about it before. People ask me like, do you think it's too saturated? Do you think the competition is too hard? Usually what I say is that, yes, the competition is hard, but you don't need to claim that big of a market share to make money, because there's so much money in this industry. And I actually try to highlight this by creating a not so professional kind of chart thing. Let's see if I can go back here. The first thing I found, or I wanted to show you, is that last year the market was at around 93 billion US dollars, and it's predicted to go to like 172 billion. When I started, it was like way lower. So the trend is basically like going up. It's probably going to go up. You see here, it's been increasing by 7% every year. So yeah, I wanted to take this number, 93 billion US dollars, and I wanted to put it into perspective, basically. So I put it like this. Here we have the global iGaming market value of 2024 is 93 billion. And then I found some research, I talked to ChatGPT a bit. I'm not going to go through it, but basically they told me that the total amount of revenue generated by the casinos came from around 40 to 50% generated by affiliates. So that's why I created like this. It looks like this more. Before I do this, I actually want to compare the 2024 one with 2017 when I got started. Then it was down at 29 billion. So you see, this is how much the industry has grown since I got started. So yeah, let's go back here. So basically this is where we are, right? Because we are affiliates, so we are in this box. And all of these other things here is probably, TV marketing, like legacy marketing, maybe like sports marketing, word of mouth, stuff like that. Basically, it's like direct marketing coming to the casinos. And here we have affiliates 40 to 50%. And then I narrowed it down a bit more to people that are doing SEO, because that's what I'm doing. If you're only doing like any type of affiliate marketing, you can stay in this box here, I guess. But I'm doing SEO. And SEO traffic is accounting for 50 to 70% of the affiliate revenue generated by affiliates, basically, or with the casinos. So this is pretty interesting. So now we're down in this box, which is probably still a pretty big box. I actually haven't calculated it exactly how much this is, but we're probably still around like 40 billion or something. Then I wanted to research some companies that were doing great, and I was using Afpapa because this is actually a pretty nice website that is talking about industry updates and stuff like that. And they are coming out with Q4 reports, so like every quarterly reports. And I found one from Q4 last year. And I don't want to talk about Better Collective because I think, to be honest, they have been doing a lot of bad choices. They did an M&A, and they're also kind of doing other types of marketing as well, like a lot of PPC and stuff. So I wanted to use gambling.com group instead, because they are as pure as SEO as you can get, basically. And last Q4, they made like 35 million in revenue with a profit margin of 42%. And they're also growing a lot. I wanted to take kind of this number, let's say, obviously maybe they made a bit more in Q4 because it's a better quarter. But I wanted to take this number, let's say it's about 140 million a year in revenue. So, and I put it in perspective here. Yeah, down here. So this is their market. Whoops. So this is their market share here, in this corner of the whole industry, and they are like the biggest one. And if you don't believe that this 140 million is correct, counting towards 93 billion, I actually used Claude AI to illustrate the example for me. I was using 100 billion and 100 million, but anyway, you see that it's kind of like aligns with this. So it's a very small market share for one of the biggest companies. And then I used myself as an example, my own revenue generated in 2024. And let's see if we can zoom in. So this is basically me. I just put 1 pixel here because I don't really know how small it is. It's probably way smaller. But I generated this number, 388,000 euro. This is in euro though, but I'm always very transparent. I post it here in my group, like how much I made last year. I'm gonna continue doing that for every year, I guess. But yeah, I just want to show you that it's, like I said, it's probably smaller than this, but this is my market share out of this whole industry. So hopefully this kind of goes to show a bit how big this industry is and how small of a market share you actually need. I made a video also on my YouTube channel that is talking about like how much can you actually make from casino affiliate marketing. That is also pretty interesting because you don't really need that much traffic either to your websites when it's SEO traffic because it's so valuable. So don't think or get fooled that you need thousands of visitors every day, millions of visitors just to make some money, because that's not the case with casino affiliate marketing. Let's say you want to make 2K a month. That is 24K in revenue a year. And I don't think I can even make that small of a pixel. This is probably you. See if we can make it. Yeah. So this is your market share if you want to make 2K. Obviously not, but I just wanted to make this as an illustration to kind of, motivate people a bit and maybe give them some hope that because there's so much money in this industry, you don't need that much of a market share to make money. I wanted to show something else as well. And yeah, it was the trend of searching on casino terms. And the trend when I got started, again, it's around 30K around here. It actually went up a bit, went down a bit again. But say it was like 20K. It's forecasted to go up to 185K in March next year. And that is also kind of like a pretty big, just in the sentiment of people that are actually gambling. This is global volume, 633K in Ahrefs. Obviously, this is very arbitrary numbers, so don't really care about this. But just in terms of how much it has gone up, it's clear to see that it's like an industry that is moving up. New markets, new everything, new opportunities. So we were talking before about the whole industry going to around 172 billion. Imagine how, let's see if we can make it. So this new color that is going to show up is going to be 2033. Let's say it's fair that it's going to be maybe around here. So you see how much it has grown since I got started. Let's see, can we do it like this? So if you just stick to it, the market's going to grow. So yeah, for me at least, I think that these calculations are making a lot of sense. And I hope that they can maybe motivate you a bit more and not being too afraid that this is a market that is too saturated, or an industry that is too saturated. I'm never going to tell someone that this is easy, because it is not easy, and it's going to obviously take a lot of time to get into the market and the industry. But what I want to kind of convey here is that, like I mentioned many times in this video already, is that there is so much money and there's so much potential and there's so much in this industry that you can kind of find. There's going to be new trends all the time. Like I mentioned before, there's new countries, new markets, obviously new regulations that you can use to your advantage. I'm not going to mention how really in this video. So yeah, this is something that I was thinking about, and I feel like this visualization kind of helped me explain it in an easier way. So if you have any ideas of videos that you want me to make on this YouTube channel, it can be maybe the longer ones where I talk a long time about casino affiliate marketing. They can be maybe the shorter one. It can be something a bit more specific maybe, if there's something that you want me to discuss. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and until next video, have an amazing day. Bye-bye.